We look at society today, and I'm pretty worried about the future of education as it fits perfectly in with what you do every day. I think generative AI makes life even more challenging when you look at the future of work and skills gaps. How do you think about how we need to rethink school for a future of automation?
This is a fantastic question.
It's also a very broad question. That's like
So there's so many people who have opinions on education. I've spent now 10 years in the world of what you could call modernizing education. And the first thing I'd say is almost everybody else who thinks about the world of education thinks about how to teach better rather than questioning what to teach. And the world is changing so quickly that teaching the same things that we taught 100 years ago no longer makes sense. A student starting kindergarten today is going to begin their career in the late 2030s. At that point, is speaking foreign languages going to be relevant when your AirPods automatically translate the words that somebody else says to you, or when your AR glasses can translate the words that you see on a screen? Is how much math will you need to learn at a time when even today your iPhone can scan an algebra problem and give you the answer, including the explanation and showing you the work? How much writing will you need to do when today you can have your college essay written by an AI for you? And I'm not saying we shouldn't teach math or we shouldn't teach English or that we shouldn't teach foreign languages, but I do think we should start from a blank slate and question what are the skills that kids are going to most need in the late 2030s. Start from a blank slate rather than from the curriculum that has been handed down year over year, and then add to that blank slate.
Is that not gambling children's educations on the future of how we perceive society will be? I mean, like, let's be honest, Hadi, I've got no fucking idea where late 2030s will be. I mean, generative AI could be at a place where actually it's not that far from where we are now. It could be at a place where you're totally right, and I can't see what we would teach. So, like,
there's
it's a bet.
Everything we do is a bet. Not acting is also a different bet. And so we have been betting on inaction. We've been betting on non-change in terms of our curriculum while the world is changing at the fastest pace ever. And not changing what we teach is its own different gamble. And now, I'm not saying we shouldn't teach kids reading or that we shouldn't teach math. For sure we should teach those things. I'm saying we should ask the question of what should school teach them. Now, my own life mission is that schools should teach computer science. The reason we should teach computer science is it is an incredibly safe bet that some form of computer science is going to be not only relevant in the late 2030s, it'll be increasingly more and more relevant because all of the things that are changing the world around us are changes caused by software, whether it's coding, whether it's AI and machine learning, whether it's data science. These things are changing the world around us. But besides computer science, there's other things that our school system should emphasize more than it does, whether it's statistics, financial literacy, understanding civics, and preparing people for citizenship. We don't do those things. We don't teach statistics as much as we teach calculus. And that seems crazy to me because everybody uses statistics in their daily lives, and maybe 5% of people use calculus in their daily lives.
Would you homeschool your children?
I wish I had the time and patience to do it. I've considered it. Certainly during the pandemic, I considered it. But another point of view I have as an educator is that the most important act of education is to inspire. Socrates once said that education isn't the filling of a pail, it's the lighting of a fire. And so what I do as a parent is I don't homeschool my kids. I ask them questions or point them in directions to sort of inspire their own curiosity. And then I know that they'll go find their way through YouTube and the internet to learn the things that I think they're missing in school.
We mentioned kind of the change of content type. In terms of the change of how it's taught, does that need to be changed as well? I know Elon's spoken extensively about his school, which changes how things are taught specifically. How do you feel about that?
Yes, education needs to both change what we teach and how we teach it. In terms of changing what we teach, we should include computer science, for sure, as well as the other things I mentioned. In terms of changing how we teach it, School should be more student driven, curiosity driven, project based, creative, and collaborative. If you look at what employers are looking for and what the workforce of today wants, they want problem solving, creativity, and collaboration. And yet our school system in many classes repeats the sort of, you're going to listen to a lecture and write notes and then memorize it and then answer questions on a test. It is way better to say, instead of listening to a lecture, here's a blank canvas, what can you create? And that relates better to project driven. That is part of why computer science is a better thing to teach, because it is project driven. It is a collaborative, creative, problem solving type of thing.